Hey there. So today we're going to be looking at the intro to "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd. Great song, really nice and easy for us to learn. Um, there's going to be a couple little licks and a couple chords. So I'm going to break those down step by step so we can get a hang of them. So first, I'm just going to do a quick playthrough of what we're going to be learning, and then we'll get into it. Oops. Alright, so that's all we're going to be looking at today. There are a couple chords, as you saw from what I was just playing. We know most of them are variations of them, so let's go through them really quick. So the first one we're going to need is an E minor 7. So we know E minor, just our two fingers right there, like that. And so the way it's put in the recording, we're going to throw these two fingers on the 3rd fret of both the B string and the E string. And then those two in addition to our E minor. So we've got all 4 fingers just like this. So the fret numbers going from the low E to the high E are going to go 0, 2, 2, 0, 2, 2. So those are the 7 that we're playing. Just going to look just like that. Alright. The second chord we're going to need is our G. We already know that one. And then the last chord we're going to need is an A7 sus4. So just like the E minor 7, we're going to keep our 2 fingers up here on the B and the E string. And then instead of having our 2 fingers down here, like these two, we're going to move them down towards the floor, 1 string each. So I'm going to take these 2 fingers and move them right there. So here's our E minor 7, and here's our A7 sus4. Just going to move them right there. Should sound like that. Alright, so those are the only chords we're going to need. Let's take a look at the licks. So there's really only 2 different licks we're going to need to know. Excuse me. He just repeats them each once. So we're going to play each of these 2 licks twice. So let's get into the first lick. So I'm going to do a quick playthrough of the first lick, and then we'll take a look at it. Alright, so that's the first one. So this one's going to use our E minor 7 chord and our G chord. Okay, so that first little part goes like this. Okay, so what I'm doing there is I'm starting out with the 3rd fret of the low E, picking the open A string, and then I'm hammering on. So what I mean by hammer on is I start out with the open, and then I press down with my finger on the 2nd fret. So if you can think of it as you're hammering down a nail, that's kind of what your finger is doing to the string. Okay, and then we're going to pick the open D, and then 2nd fret on the D. So that's going to go. And then we got our E minor 7 chord. Okay. And the second half of that is the 2nd fret of the D, open G, 2nd fret of the D, open D, and then our G chord. So that part's going to sound like this. that's the first lick. The second lick is pretty similar. The first half is the same. So we're going to do this again. And then our E minor 7. So that part's the same. And then after that E minor 7, we're going to hit the second fret of the D, the open D, second fret of the A, and then open A. And then that's when we're going to go into our A7 sus4. So I'll do that again. Alright, and then that last little bit, at the very, very end, after he does both of those licks twice, on the A string you go open, or zero fret I suppose, so open A, second fret, open again, and then the third fret of the E string, and then you go into another G chord. And then that leads into the rest of the song. So, I'm going to do a playthrough of the entire thing, a little bit slower, maybe around half speed, and then just so you can follow along, give that a try, and then I'll bring it up to full speed so we can give that a shot. So this is going to be a little bit slower. Try to play along. Alright, now I'm going to pick it up to the speed of the recording, or around the speed of the recording, and try to follow along this time. Alright, so if you follow that along, good job. It's a little tricky to do some of these hammer-ons, these licks and pull-offs and things like that. So if you're able to do it at half speed, great. Practice it until you can get up to full speed. If you're able to do it at full speed, that is excellent. So we're going to give it a shot at full speed. And follow along, see if you can do it. Alright, and there we go. So that's the intro to Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Keep practicing that, and I'm sure you'll get it down. Yep, that is about it.